Okay, welcome back. There's Emmy, all snuggly wuggly in the tent in her little corner that she's appropriated. Okay. Well, hope that's good. Let's see. Sorry. So, after I retired, which was kind of, you hit the 30-year point, you retire. And I don't think I was that prepared for it. So, as far as project management goes, I went to San Diego. I got a job in San Diego, a consulting gig, trying to manage their rental car facility. And, I kind of faced some political rejection, I guess. Then my dad passed away. So I was thinking, I got rejected, but I kind of, it didn't work out, and I kind of feel like I kind of rejected that too, because I didn't really fit into the San Diego scene at all. I know that seems kind of weird. Everybody goes, San Diego's so nice, but I didn't know anybody or anything. Everybody seemed very military there. I probably was not in the right area. I was living in Mission Valley, which it became like the bachelor, or the married officer quarters for the naval installation for the San Diego Navy base at Mission Valley. Jet pilots and all that stuff. So I probably would have been better somewhere else, I guess. I was looking around. But then my dad passed away, and I didn't need to work, and I wasn't really fitting in, so I left. So another project management kind of involvement was this offer to be part of the Hope's board of directors. That didn't really work out. In a way, I think they rejected me, but in a way, because I didn't feel I was being used right, or I was being kind of left out, and I wasn't there to kind of be left out. I was there to get involved and be part of the team. That's why I was doing it, and just sit there and read an email once a month saying, what do you think? It just wasn't doing it for me. So, well, one way you could say they're rejecting me, I kind of rejected them. So another thing going along, I think I'm pretty good at is backpacking, and I tend to go off into the detail without somebody helping me, like an interviewer or something, or a therapist. There's a Sierra Club, and I led my first trip in 1998. I went on my first trip as a participant in 94. But it's been 2 years now since I led my last one, which didn't really turn out that. I felt really hurt and rejected by some people that I had been very close to and were friends with, and they said what I thought were some really mean, judgmental things to me. And so rather than figuring out a good way to approach that and deal with it in a unemotional manner, I basically shut it off. I turned away. I left. And in that process, I was thinking somebody might come after me and kind of go, well, wait, come back. Nothing like that ever happened. Nobody has contacted me, nothing. I mean, after my DUI 2 years ago, one person told me that was the stupidest thing I could ever do. And I was like, what? You mean taking my car and running over a bunch of people on Market Street? That's not stupid? Or is it stupider than putting a gun to my head and pulling the trigger? Or you know, just, I know it was not a very wise thing to do. I look at it, it was something I didn't even consciously think. It was an addiction problem. I became so addicted, I just lost control. But they can't see that. It was the stupidest thing. Like, I made a rational decision to be stupid. Now and now I've been sober 2 years, more than 2 years. Do you think I ever get any kind of, like, gee, that's great, or anything from them? No, nothing. They say, let's talk about it over a beer. It's like, now that's stupid to tell me that. So, then when I was having I tried leading a trip this year, but it just didn't fill, and I rose the question of, I think it's, me being transgender has something to do with it. That was utterly and absolutely dismissed as any kind of issue whatsoever. And I agree, maybe the trip wasn't the right trip or whatever. I get these ideas, and they're good ideas to me, and they're not to other people. But to utterly and completely dismiss my thought when I've led 26 trips, I've led the subcommittee, I was on the outing committee, I kind of have a lot more inside information than the average leader, and they're treating me like a rookie leader. I went away, and it's really hurt me, and it's really sad, and I don't know. And being a leader and in the management, it's kind of a power trip thing. So if you go to them and say, gee, I'm sorry, they look at that as blood, and they go for it, and it's like you're submitting to their whim and power, and I'm just like not into that. On the other hand, I'm really good at backpacking. I lead good trips. I grouse about some of the comments I get. There was too much peanut butter on the trip or whatever, and I kind of have a lot of ideas on how to move the operation of the trip further into the 21st century rather than the 19th century where some of it is. Actually, that's not fair, because the first trip was in 1901, so that was a 20th century thing. So that's not fair on my part. So at least kind of get it more in tune to how backpacking is in 2014 rather than 2004 or 1994, which was my first trip. Wow, 20 years, huh? So, it's hard to get rid of something that you've been involved with 20 years. So, I don't know why I'm saying all this stuff. I'm kind of like, these are my thoughts. I do know why I'm saying it. These are my thoughts, and I just kind of want to put them down so I can remember my thinking. So I'm really struggling with whether to submit a trip for next year. Actually, the area I'm in now it would be a great area for a lower intensity trip rather than my reputation as leading the strenuous trip, because like I said, I used to be the trail animal. I'm no longer the trail animal. The kind of people that want to go on a trail animal trip are getting to be the same group of people that you do the same thing. I'd rather try to use the Sierra Club to engage newer people. So, I have an idea about some trips, but I'm really kind of on the knife edge of whether to go in and take my lumps and have people not understand me and not want to understand me, or remember the old me and have a hard time accepting the new me. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get them to accept me more and understand some of my issues that in their position of privilege they don't understand those issues, and because they don't understand them, they dismiss them. I had a very good friend of mine say, when I said, my trip's not filling up, well, you're just being negative. I'm like, I'm not being negative. this is an issue I would like to talk about. I'm not being negative. I mean, so I kind of threw in the towel, and then I threw in the towel, and then I got another comment saying, "Why are you throwing in the towel? How stupid can you be?" You know, it's like, well, don't talk so condescendingly to me. You know, I know what I'm doing. It's like, I can see the writing on the wall. This trip isn't going to work, because for one thing, no one wants to talk to me about the transgender issue. You know, I think it's a big issue. I don't think it's insurmountable. I don't think it's like a reason not to. I'd like to think it's a reason to go on a trip. I want to talk to the marketing person and say, what can we do to market this better? So I have all these ideas, and it's something I'm good at, and it's something I enjoy doing. I walk along, I plan trips, I do all this stuff. But to face that rejection, you know, is there another organization that I could try to do other than the Sierra Club? Yeah, it's pretty unique in what they do, you know. It's kind of hard to find another organization that uses volunteer leaders like that, you know. People say, are you paid? I'm not paid. I don't want to be paid. I don't need to be paid. And making me a paid guide is, I'm a servant. And I'm not there to be a servant. I'm there to be a leader. I'm there to be a facilitator. I'm there to share the experience, you know, and to meet new people. And I have met some pretty good friends in the Sierra Club. Only a few of them remain after my transition. But the sun is coming up. It's hit the tent. I don't know if it's hit me. It might have freaked out the photo. I don't know. So that means it's time to get moving, time to move on, time to get rolling. However that Tom Petty song goes. Maybe that's what we should crank up here and get rolling. On the earphones. Yes, I have a nice cell phone with me. But for this amount of weight, it's my books, I have maps, I have a GPS, which I try not to use, or I'll think about where I am and what I'm doing, and I use it to confirm. Yes, so I have music, I have podcasts on here, which are pretty interesting, you know. It helps me to hear a conversation when I'm by myself. I found that really helps. No, I don't have videos, unless you're watching Orange is the New Black out here, you know, no. But the podcasts are interesting. I learn a lot, and they're funny. Stuff you should know. So, alright. Well, let's see how this turns out. Gotta get moving. Bye-bye.